Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Voice of Reason. I'm your presenter, Angelique. Our show is sponsored by AYC, which is called Aspiring Youth Continue, also by Trésor Image. These organizations are there to help young people, guide them into their career and education. Today on the platform, I'm here with one of our youngest member, well, could say still young, looking fresh, Mr. Bob. We are talking today about the crime, knife and gun crime. Before I go any further, I would please like to introduce Mr. Bob. Hello, Mr. Bob.
Hi, how you doing? You right?
I'm good. How are you today?
Not too bad.
Good. Today our show will be based upon knife and gun crime, because we realize that since the year began until now, there's been a lot of incidents of knife crime, gun crime, but majority is more of knife crime.
Yeah.
So, would this be something new to you, or you've already seen it before?
With knife crime, I think it's an issue that's been going on for years and years, and to be fair, I don't think it's really going to change. It just depends on how many of those youths you can save from a life of crime or a life of prison. So, I mean, it happened in my generation. I used to carry knives. I grew up in Peckham in South London. I was part of the Peckham Boys gang, and it's just something that you fall into because your older brothers are doing it, your friends are doing it, your peers are doing it, and that's why I think peer pressure is one of the biggest issues that we have as for young people, because lots of people want to follow fashion, follow what others are doing. So in terms of knife crime, I'm not sure if there's an increase, but I think it's definitely been reporting more, and I don't know if that was part of the election, also to sort of highlight it, to maybe talk about police cuts, and so you never know what their agenda really is, because I remember knife crime happening when I was growing up. It's still happening now. I can't count on my fingers and toes how many people that I've known personally who have died or been killed through knife crime in Peckham and in Hackney. So it's just one of those things that where you think, when will it stop? Will it ever stop?
Because research has shown us that overall from last year and this year, it has risen, it has increased from 24%. From how it was last year to this year, and it's shown that majority of the people that are getting stabbed are under 25. So before we go deep into this, but were you also in these sort of crime, also knife?
Yeah, because like I said, I grew up in Peckham, South London, so that's sort of renowned to be a gang area. So there was a few different gangs in the whole suburb region. So it was a cool thing to carry knives. You was part of a gang. You had to sort of show your. So if you got into altercations with other areas like New Cross, who were none of the ghetto boys, or Brixton, which were our main two rivals, then you had not to be caught lacking. You had to make sure that you had something as well. A lot of the time, people wouldn't even possibly use it, and it was just thought of a status for show. And maybe you hit by the odd stabbing, but then it just started increasing and increasing. Me personally, I carried it not for my protection. I wouldn't say for my protection, but I'll say I carried it just for the sake of carrying it. And I guess when you start getting through the hierarchy of getting into the whole drug trade, I guess it comes because it becomes a defense for the drug trade. You need to protect your organization per se. You need to control your stash. You need to control other people who are trying to rob you. So that's when people start carrying knives, and also to an extent carrying guns and so on. But with the younger generation, the 12, 13, 14 year olds, I guess their biggest influence is what they see being shown to them by the older generations. Because you've got the system of hierarchy of the olders, the youngers, and you sort of have to build yourself up into sort of initiation of maybe they might say, oh, go and look after these knives for us, or go and hold this stash of drugs for us, or go and look after these guns for us. And then if these people are feeding you, you look up to them. So if you know that you're going back home, your parents are working 9 to 5, you hardly see them because they're working night shifts. You come back home, and they can't afford to buy the latest trainers or the latest Nikes or whatever it is, but the gang members can do that for you. They can give you a bit of drugs, you go and hold it for them, they'll protect you. And I guess, I think sometimes the music got to do with it. You see a lot of be it hip hop, be it grime, lots of these issues are brought up where people are. I wouldn't say they're actually sort of promoting it, but they're talking about their own experience.
They're kind of influencing them that.
So it influences, and also I guess the rise of YouTube having all these YouTube videos where rival gangs are taught in other gangs from other areas.
Yeah.
So when other gangs are saying, when I see you, we're going to do this, you're thinking,
So it's kind of like straight. So our viewers right now, they may be asking, how come Mr. Bob knows so much information? Can you tell us before, like, what got you into, into this sort of life?
So my brother was older than me, two years older than me, and my whole focus was I wanted to be a footballer. That was my dream, that was my ambition. Nothing was going to change it. I wanted to be a footballer. And I guess it gets to a point that where I think my older brother was into the gangs, he started getting a name for himself, started getting known. And I guess at that point when you get to a certain age, when you're 12, 13, you start getting interested in girls. And I guess girls aren't really interested in the local bad boys per se that live in the area. The girls are interested in the guys who got the street cred.
Yeah.
So you wanted to have the street cred as well, so you wanted to be part of that. So I guess football started to lose a bit of a focus because that was sort of meant to be a sort of a long-term aim. But the short-term aim was trying to get the recognition that my older brother had. So
you were influenced by your older brother?
Yeah, so getting that representation. Me, I was representing him. So if he had that name, his younger brother
will also have that name.
Would need to have that name. So his younger brother couldn't be someone that was, this guy is not like his brother. So I had to make sure that I had to keep up with that persona as well to make sure, okay, this is my brother's name, I'm his younger. So I had to and that's what sort of got me into it. But at the same time, I always had to keep a focus on education, and I was quite intelligent. But I guess the allure of fast money, at a young age, you all want fast money.
So you just felt like you needed money. So you needed to get that fast, not get it like other people, they work, but you wanted to just reach it there, get that 10 grand or 5 grand.
The funny thing is that I was trying to balance so much. So I'm 17, I had an argument at home, I'm living by myself, I moved to East London. So at 17, I'm going to Richmond Thames College, I'm working part-time at Peacocks, I'm playing football for Fisher Athletic, and I'm still trying to sell cannabis. So I'm trying to do all those things. And
so you were involved with drugs as well?
Yeah, so I'm doing that all at a young age. So then what sort of happens is that you sort of just explode. You think, I can't keep doing all these things. There's too much going on. First thing that has to go is education. Second thing that has to go is working part-time at Peacocks because that's not making enough money. The two things I can focus on is football, which I have a passion for, and selling drugs. But even with the drug trade, when I moved to East London, I'm sort of doing it on my own, trying to raise my profile. One day, one of my friends said, "Oh, I've got a move." I'm like, "Oh, what move is this?" He's telling me he's got a security van. I'm like, "I'm not doing security van robberies. I mean, the money gets inked. I'm not involved. I'm not involved."
But were you not even afraid before, like?
No, I was totally afraid when they told me about what this was. Because with the drug trade, when you're selling like little drawers, it's okay. But with this, I was thinking, oh no, like I'm not doing no sort of anything to do with armed robberies, or I'm not involved. And I guess you can say that all you like, but when you see the money, it's totally different. So he said, okay, you're not involved, don't worry about it. They went and done their robbery. He came back and was actually playing PlayStation. And we're playing PlayStation, we're just messing around gambling, and I think it took maybe £200 off me. Then he went to me, you know what, I don't even need your money. He threw the money back at me. I'm like, okay, you don't need the money. I took it back. Went underneath his bed, pulled out a little briefcase thing that he had. He had £20,000 in cash. I'd never seen £20,000 in cash ever in my life. So.
And how old were you then?
We were 18. So seeing that at 18 years old, I'm thinking to myself, wow, like this is crazy.
So at 17, what did you start doing first? Was it the small drugs?
Small drugs, just selling cannabis and then it sort of escalated to a bit of class A, but I was just trying to get my foot in where my brother was doing it sort of more prominently. And I guess that's sort of, when I saw the £20,000, I said, why the hell have I been selling drugs for? And football's not paying as much, because at Fisher Athletic, although they just got into money at the time, they weren't really paying us that much. So I said, £20,000. Like, why did I come the next day? I was like, when you do the next one, I'm involved. So maybe like 3 or 4 weeks later, I went and bought it was a automatic car, because I'd learned how to drive automatic only, and I'd never learned how to drive manual. So I went and bought automatic car, and my job was to be the getaway driver. So we done one a few weeks later. For myself, I managed to get £7,000. I was, wow, like.
But at 18, how would you have known how to use this money?
That's the thing. I actually didn't know. That's why the money went like this. So whereas I used to be a man that would want to wear tracksuits as you do when you're 17, 18, as soon as the money comes in, all my friends are like, oh, let's go to Harrods, let's go to Selfridges, let's go to Harvey Nicks. I didn't go shopping in these places, but you know what? Let's try it out. Before I know it, went there, trying to buy outfits, gave money out to different friends, to family. Before I know, all the money was gone. Finished, money gone. Maybe 3-4 days, everything gone. I'm like, wow. And whereas maybe a normal person would see it as, you know what, I've cut my losses, like I had a good run, but psychologically you start thinking, oh, that money belongs to me. I've lost some more money, I'm gonna get it back. So a few days later, we done another one, and then it just started spiraling, and then we were sort of spending money and so on.
All right, guys, we'll be going on a quick break. We'll be coming back. Thank you all. Wow. Welcome back, guys. Just before we went on a little short break because of technical reason, Mr. Bob was just telling us a little bit of his background, how he started from the age of 17 and to 18, introduced to a bigger, is it A-class drugs? Or?
Yeah, so we didn't, that was just before, but then we started doing security van robberies where we was actually robbing, you know, the security vans where they wear the helmet,
yeah,
they carry the briefcase.
The briefcase, like the bank and all them. How would you get courage to do?
Oh, like I said, when my friend first came to me and said, let's do this, I was like, I'm not doing this. But once you see the money, it's
you just different. Everything, even like your conscience, your mind just goes.
Oh no, like you got your conscience and you think about the consequences, but at the same time you're thinking the money. You're thinking, oh, the money's there. And when he showed me the money, I was like, okay, let's do it. And like I said, I've done the first one. Don't get me wrong, I had butterflies. Like I was scared. Yeah. Like when we done it, like there was helicopters. I don't know how the helicopter missed our car. Like I almost vomit because I was so scared. I was driving. Like,
weren't your parents a bit aware that something was a little bit not right?
At this point, I already remember I said I'd sort of moved out of home, so I was really living on my own for the last.
So you moved out from 17?
From 17, I was living by myself already. So I sort of had to cater for myself. I had to look after myself. So whatever income I was generating, I done it by myself. Like no one was giving me money. So like I said, I was still trying to go to college at the time, but I had to drop that out. So I guess my parents didn't know, although they knew that I was getting involved in sort of gangs and stuff. But with parents, all they can do is sort of try to give you advice and tell you off. And after you get to a certain age, they can't really hit you no more. Like, you know, parents will just like discipline your kids. But when you get to a certain age, you don't really feel that discipline no more, and it's up to you to make decisions. And I guess all they could ever do was give me advice, and I'll take the advice on board. But
would you say was your house like the way your family were? Was it a broken home?
No, like.
Or were there issues with the parent barriers?
No, because I actually grew up with my uncle and auntie, who were sort of my parents, so they're still together to this day. I guess it's just the influences that I had from my older brother, because my younger brother that came from that household, he's 24, he's married, he's a born-again Christian, he works in the city, his wife works in the city. My younger sister is at university in Leicester right now as well. So, like I said, it's never the parents. Sometimes you can say, oh yes, the parents did this, they do that, but at the end of the day, nobody's parents teaches them wrong. I'm sure every single parent out there teaches them do good things, go to school, get an education, it's what you decide to do away from your parents. It's what you decide to do with your influences and that you see from outside. And it was those influences that I saw outside, be it money, be it selling drugs, be it girls, be it women. That's what would influence me. And
That's
what,
very interesting, because you know, a lot of these young youth, like let's say youth workers, and many other specialists have said that majority of these young people that are doing like in such getting involved in such crimes is because of their home is broken, or because they've been, you know, molested, raped, abused, and so on. So a reason it's always been like it's the parents' fault.
To be fair, it can be the parents' fault to an extent, so the parents can take the blame. But at the same time, parents are there to support their children or support their. So like I said, growing up, I had all the support I needed. Maybe just not financially. Maybe they couldn't afford to go and get me the trainers I wanted. I had 14, 15, I'm wearing Asics. Although Asics has become popular now, but in those times you have to be either Nike, Reebok, or Fila.
Yeah.
You've not got those.
Or Puma.
Puma, yeah. So you ain't got those. You look a bit funny at school.
Yeah.
So the girls not liking you. Look at these trainers wearing matchsticks, and so your parents can only do what they can for you, and if they can't afford to pay for these things financially, maybe. And we got like 5 kids at the house, so they can't buy everyone Nike trainers at the time.
Thing, yeah.
So those influences I got was me taking out. Don't get me wrong, there are some homes where there's a broken home where things are gone wrong, and where the parents are not showing much attention, where kids are just doing their own thing just because of lack of being lonely, a lack of interest, and whatever not may have happened. But majority of the time, it's your decision. It's you, what you want to do, decide. Because you can have every single setback in life you want, but it's how you determine your future yourself. Because I went through all these setbacks of going to prison and.
So what age were you when you went to prison?
So I went on 2 occasions. So by the time I was 20, that's when I got caught for the work. So I had a 2-year good run of doing security.
What did they caught you with? Was it with the drugs?
Yeah, no, it was with the cash boxes. So we done another one. It was I think, if I remember correctly, it's March 13th, 2007. We went and done the robbery at the train station. It was Rains Park train station, and we managed to get away with £27,000. But as we was driving back, got caught. Was in Wimbledon, driving back in Wimbledon, and someone had alerted the police to our car. Police tried to stop us. I drove away because my role was initially was a getaway driver.
Yeah.
And like I said, the car had to be automatic because I didn't know how to drive a manual.
Yeah.
So drove off. Everyone jumped. There's 3 of us. Everyone jumped in different directions, and I was hiding in a bush in someone's garden for ages, where the police were everywhere, dogs were everywhere. And then in the end, I got found, and they caught me, and I ended up going to Feltham prison. So I went to Feltham Young Offenders. I was there for about 6 months. I turned 21, and then moved me to Wandsworth prison. And then when I went to court, the judge gave me a 5-year sentence, which I had to do 2.5 years. So it was at that point that I think you're still naive. When you're 22, you're still pretty young. You're still thinking, oh, okay, they caught me this time. Next time, I'm gonna
get away.
Wrong. Next time, I'm gonna prove them wrong. And within a year of my release, like everyone does the same thing. Oh, when I get out, I'm gonna change. I'm gonna be different. So I got out. I got a job at Chiropodist Clinic. I was working there for a little while, and I was back to play some professional football. I got some of my contract. I signed for Horsham, which are based in West Sussex. The manager signed me, and I was enjoying my time again. But I guess when I got my first paycheck, working at Chiropodist Clinic, I was like, oh, what's this? Like,
How much was it?
I think it was like £433 for the month. And you think to yourself, oh, I forgot about taxes. So I'm calculating in my head, okay, I've worked this whole month. I'm going to get back a good £600, £700. It's okay. Then I got my first, and I'm like, oh, £432. I'm like, nah, man, what's this? Then the phone calls start happening. My friends were still involved. Like, look, when they get a driver, I'm thinking, I've only just got out of prison recently, man. I can't really get involved.
But you were caught at when you first got arrested.
Yeah.
Was it only you, or was it with the
me,
others?
Me and another.
Only 2 of you got caught.
So the other guy got away, yeah.
Okay.
And funny enough, he changed his life around as well now. So like we're friends, and we laugh about the situation.
But if I could say, like, I don't know. I see we all have family members that we know. There's some that sells weed and everything, but to get to that extent, I can't even imagine myself. I don't know other those are watching right now. I would be afraid myself to even go back to do it.
That's like I said, when I got out, I guess you think you got youth on your side. So I got out. I was 23 when I got out. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm out now. Like I said, I'm gonna try and make a change. I decided I'm gonna get myself a job. Started working in the shopping clinic. Got back to playing football. But I think I was so demotivated because I had no life plans. And I think that's one of the things. When I was in prison, I just spent that 2 years or 2.5 years, whatever, in prison, and didn't really think about what you're actually gonna do when you get out. So the reality struck me when I got out. Like, oh, there's no money waiting for you no more. All that money that you had, it's all gone, finished. So like, it's
so you
been
didn't
spent.
do no saving, nothing.
You save, but what can you do when someone says, "Oh, we need money for this, we need money for that"? And a lot of times, that people who you trust to say, "Oh, look after this money," you try to call them, what's going on? People are not getting through. So, and then when you got out, you're back to ground zero. That's why I tell people now, like, when you get involved in crime, like, I don't encourage it. I don't encourage it at all. Don't get involved in crime. It's no good. But a lot of times, people don't even save their money. Like, it's all about the lavish lifestyle, flashing, buying bottles, buying champagne, going on holidays, buying cars, buying clothes. You know how we already stereotype on these people buying clothes, but at the end, what you're gonna show in life, what you're gonna show for it. And I guess when I got out of prison, I had nothing to show for it. So I thought I would change my life at the time, and I'll go and work at a shopping clinic. But when I got my first paycheck, I was so demotivated. I was like, what's this? Like, seriously, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, I got bills to pay. Then phone calls came through. My friends like, look, we need to get a driver right now. Don't get me wrong, I contemplated, like, no, yes, no, yes. I done it, and my cut at that point was like, I think it was maybe $3.5 grand. So like, I calculated, I would have had to work, it's okay, maybe 7-8 months to bloody get this. So, and I've got this in the space of, what you call it, just one. I said, okay, my focus is back on this. And interesting enough, what happened was, I messed up my probation. So I missed a couple of meetings of probation, and then they recalled me. They said I was sending back to prison for, but I didn't know at the time. That's why you always go to do research. I didn't know at the time. All I had to do was go back for 28 days. In my head, I'm thinking, oh, I have to go back for the rest of my license, and my license was going to finish in 2013. So I was like, oh, it's 2010 now. I'm going to go back to 2013. Like an idiot, I went on a run. So when I'm on a run, life on a run, I wouldn't encourage it. Like now, if I was to get involved in crime, I don't want to ever do that anymore. But if I was, if police were looking for me, I'll go and hand myself in, because life on a run is hard work. I mean, I had to sneak to my mom's house just so I can see my daughter quickly in the middle of the night. I had to wake up like, oh, daddy's here to see you quickly, and rush off again. And then, but I had to make money somehow, and the only way I knew to make money was doing security vans. So I kept on doing vans.
At that time, was your daughter born?
Yeah, my daughter had been born, so she'd been born just before, just after I got sentenced in 2008 for the first one.
So what was your partner saying at that time? Like, was she encouraging you?
She wasn't my partner, she, a lady that I'd been seeing, but I'll give her props because she always sort of made time for my daughter to come and see me in prison. She, you know, some mums will
they wouldn't, because they know the lifestyle that you live.
She always encouraged that I don't know, keep your daughter away from you, and I make sure that she knows you. And so we always had a very good relationship in that sense. So she always, even though we were together, she'll be encouraging me and say, look, you've got a daughter now, you need to make changes. And sometimes I think as parents, instead of just being honest and not trying to save face, like sometimes a parent will go out of the way to try and prove something to their kids. Sometimes if you've not got the money, like, you know what, I can't do this for you, I've not got the money. Like, I think they'll appreciate that honesty more than you trying to change it around and go, okay, don't worry, I'll get you, and then you're thinking, oh, you promised this thing, so you have to make this thing happen. And when you got the money to make these things happen, you're gonna do it.
I had that one, especially with my dad, and he's watching right now. Yes, Dad. He was doing that 24/7. Like, I'm gonna buy it for you next week, I promise. Okay, comes next week, you don't get it. You get that kind of disappointment inside of you, and I think that needs to be worked on. I think sometimes just be honest and say, daddy can't afford it, or mommy can't afford it. Like, we'll work on it. Maybe if we start saving in 2 or 3 months, you'll be able to get it. What you want might be old and not in style at the time, but we'll get it for you at some point. But I guess as parents, sometimes you just want to please them at the time. You don't want to say no. And I guess sometimes that's something that I had to learn and work with at the time. But while I was on a run, I was just trying to make as much money as possible, because I knew I'm going back to jail to 2013. So how long were you on the run?
I was on a run for maybe, I think it was 6 or 7 months. 6 or 7 months.
That's a long time.
So that's 6 or 7 months police were looking for me. So like I'll Google myself the same web saying I wanted by the police, and I was stressed. Like you can't really. Sometimes you don't want to go on public transport because you're thinking, oh, if one day they're doing some stops or checks, just are they gonna catch you? I couldn't go to my parents' house because they just kept on going there trying to find out if I was there or not. Trying to keep away from friends, didn't want to go on social media.
So when you were sneaking there, wasn't like your auntie, who was a role model, play a role as a mother to you? Weren't she saying anything? Did she know?
At this point, I'd actually been going back to my mum's house, my biological mum's house.
Okay.
But at the same time, your parents, like, as much if you do wrong, I don't know, maybe in other societies different, but I think Congolese community, like, you want to protect your child. So although my mum will say, go and hand yourself in. I said, okay, mum, I understand. She's like, look, she's like, I'm stressed here, please keep coming to the house. I'm like, mum, I want to hand myself in. They're trying to save enough money before I can hand myself in. But it got to the point that where like my auntie will call me from France saying, your mum's stressed over this, go and hand yourself in. I said, I want to do it. But at the same time, like, I tell my mum, okay, I'm coming, what have you guys cooked? She don't want to report me to the police because it's my mum at the end of the day. So, but at the same time, they wanted the best for me, and the best for me, they were saying, look, just hand yourself in, get over and done with.
So how was your emotional and mentally state at this time?
I was stressed. Like I said, life on the run is hard work. Life on the run was crazy. Like, you can't go and sign on. You can't go and get a job. You can't. So you got no way of making money.
So were you just eating from friends?
I was staying at one of my cousin's house in North London. So that was, and I would rely on him to sort of buy the food and stuff like that. And then I just, I can't keep doing this. I'm going to go back and start doing boxes. So were you sleeping there as well? Yeah, so there was a 2-bedroom house that he had in Muswell Hill. So he gave me one room, he had the other room. So, but at that point I said, you know what, I'm going back to jail. I know I'm going to go back to jail sooner or later. So my mind state at the time, I was stressed, depressed, but I said, I'm going to make as much money as possible. If they're going to find me, let them find me, but before they find me, I'm going to make as much money as possible. So they said we're going to start doing these security events, so I just went all out. We're doing box after box after box after box, and then it was the 30th of December 2010. So this is not even a year after being out, maybe 11 months and a half. I got out of January of 2010, and it was 30th of December. I get a phone call. I'm with my daughter because the next day is New Year's Eve. I'm actually at my mum's house. I don't know what I'm doing there because police can come anytime, especially the Christmas period. But I'm just chilling, and I get a phone call. We've got a move at 6 o'clock in the morning. Are you on it? And this time my daughter's resting on my chest. I'm actually looking down. I'm thinking, I'm spending this time with my daughter right now. But I'm thinking, I'm on the run. And I sort of promised my mum. I said, okay, I'm gonna hand myself in the 1st of January. So the 1st of January is 2 days. So. But when I'm looking back, I don't think I would have handed myself in, but I promised my mum this. Yeah,
so just to calm her down.
Yeah, so I'm looking at my daughter thinking, okay, let me just go and make a bit more money. So when I put my daughter in my mum's room, we went and done it, and we got away with it. We counted the money. Normally we would have just opened the box inside of a park, but that day, for some reason, we went. Let's go and open it. My friend had a flat in Edmonton, like tower blocks. So, let's go to Edmonton to the tower blocks and open it there. We've opened the money. Everyone is elated. Everyone's gassed. Yes, Congolese people. Let's go Selfridges tomorrow's New Year's Eve. Let's go and buy some clothes. We're gonna have to go and show off tomorrow. My friend's gone outside to go and smoke a cigarette. He's walking back inside. You see, I've seen some white guys downstairs. They're like police. They got like antennas. We look inside. In our elation, instead of us going to throw the box outside and go and burn it as we normally do, the box was set inside the house. This box had a tracker. So my friend ran back in, he looked outside. It is police. My cousin who was with me, he didn't even think twice. 3rd floor balcony, he jumped over, went. My next bedroom guy, even though I looked at me, I play football. I'm not sure.
You don't want to
my friend,
break
like, even though I jump in, move. Yeah. He's jumped. I think, them guys are running, they're getting away. I'm thinking, Then
I can die from here.
And this time the neighbor is shouting, they're running from the back, they're running from the back. And So this is still one of the funniest things. So I'm thinking, we're surrounding that. So it's me, the owner of the house, one other guy, and one of the youngest that used to go and wait inside the house. 4 of us inside the house now. I said, oh, police are knocking that side. They come and say, open the door. So I'm telling everyone, shh, 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 shh. So I got ties. I said, everyone, we need to tie each other up. So we tie each other up. We put gags in our mouths. So we're on the floor like, Police come to break the door. Are you guys okay? Did I hurt you? We're like, oh, thank you, officers. Thank you, thank you. They're like, we're going to call ambulance. We're going to call ambulance. I'm like, thank you. But we didn't know at this time the owner of the house is so scared. Like, he's winking at them on the floor, like winking at the police. So, but after 10 minutes, they said, we're getting you guys an ambulance. Don't worry, we're going to catch the guys. Then they call the owner of the house, come with us. So I think they're trying to get him medical attention. 10 minutes later, they come back like, yeah, no ambulance is getting called. You're all being arrested for suspicion of conspiracy to rob. I'm like, oh? What happened to the ambulance? They said, no ambulance. Then, yeah, so that was the second time we were arrested. And then my cousin who'd got away, the police dog found him later. So on the bus, Pentonville, I mean, we're going to the police station. Remember the 30th of December to the 31st of December, you hear the police do the count, that 9, 8, 7. I'm just sitting there thinking, what have you done with your life? Like, this is the second time you're going to prison. This time, you wasn't even out for a year. This time, the judge is going to bury you. And you've got a daughter that's going to grow up. So I'm even contemplating, okay, the next time I see my daughter, she's going to be 10. It's cool. I've accepted it. So I'm thinking, okay, by this point, I've saved a lot of money. I'm thinking, alright, it's okay. I'm going to go and do my time. I saved a lot of money. My girlfriend's going to look after the money for me. Everything is cool. They sent us to Pentonville prison. So I went and bought an illegal mobile phone while I was in there. And
how were you able to do that?
Like, in prisons, you can get anything you want as long as you got the money. People are corrupt inside of there. So, and went and done that. And then, when police was surrounding the house, I had my SIM card. So I sort of wrapped it up and sort of put it in. So in prison I had that SIM card, but police were aware that SIM card was used somehow. They linked all the numbers, but they didn't know who had that SIM card. So my girlfriend, I used to tell her, go and buy me credit. So she's going to buy me credit and send me the top up. And one day I think she's being lazy, so I told her, go and buy me credit. She just used her credit card. So when she used her credit card, police said, oh, that number we've been looking for, and a credit card just used to top it up. Went and raided her house, all the money gone. So at this point, you feel suicidal. You think, I'm doing this time and I've lost all this money. I'm finished. So I think, like, now I'm becoming sort of, I wouldn't say less religious, because I'm a believer of God. I believe in a faith. I believe that there is a God. But in terms of religion per se, I have my problems with religion, be it Islam, Christianity, Hinduism. I just believe you should be a good person and do good deeds. So I was sort of having this battle with myself, and then I said, you know what? I need to better myself. I can't be doing, I'm getting old. I can't be getting my daughters grown up. I can't be in this prison out, prison out, prison out. I went to the education department. I applied for a degree. They gave me funding to do a degree in criminology and social policies. I said, last time I was in prison, I didn't learn nothing. I came back and done the same thing. This time, I'm going to learn. So I learned. I done a degree in criminology and social policy, and actually when you're studying social policy, I started understanding myself, understanding my surroundings. Like, although the decision to do crime was my fault, was my own, I can't take it, but society plays a role in terms of where you live, the opportunities that are there, the people you hang around with, the friends you keep, your family per se as well, their income. So I started realizing all these things, the government, do they want us to win, don't they want us to win? And I started really putting this in picture. Then while I'm in prison, I'm starting to see some talented people. I'm seeing talented footballers, talented singers, talented actors, lots of people with hopes and dreams when they come out. So I said to myself, when I get out of prison, I need to create something, for a platform for these people, so that if you're good at football, you can say, okay, someone gave me a chance. You can say, you can't say, I didn't have a chance, I didn't have a direction. So I'm trying to create something for other people to say. And so I ended up doing 5 years in there. So I was released February 2015.
How long did the judge give you when you went?
The judge was actually quite lenient. That judge, whoever you was, thank you, he was quite lenient. But he gave me 3.5 years, which was less than what I had last time. However, police came and said they charged me with more cases, and then like a year later, while I was serving my time,
what other cases were they charged with?
They found more security van robberies I was involved with. So that judge gave me a lenient time, but then the other one added more like a year later, so I ended up having to do 5 years in jail. So released February of 2015. So
that's not even that long ago.
2 years and a few months ago. So I said, you know what? and use all that knowledge of studying my degree, because while I was in jail I also wrote 2 books which were published in 2014 and 15. So I just immersed myself in writing, writing my books, doing my degree. Obviously while I was in jail I wouldn't say I wasn't the most good person in jail, because you need to sort of make money somehow.
Yeah.
I had to open a casino while I was in jail, and that's what helped me keep my finances, because people that you was friends with and outside, you call them and say, remember when we done these things, I used to give you guys, I need a bit of money, even £20.
And some of them would not even know.
People never send you £20.
How did you, like, especially in, like, when you were in jail, how did you get yourself, like, emotionally and mentally stable? Because there's many that struggle. We all know someone that's come out of jail now as we speak. Their life is just down.
It comes down to mindset. It's what you put your mind to. It's you, if what you want. So I knew, okay, I'm in jail. I basically said my 20s wasted. From being 20 to coming out at 28, I wasted my 20s. I can't live back my 20s. 20 is when people build themselves, when they went to finish uni, get their first graduate job, start looking to buy a house, and
find your identity.
So I wasted that. I grew up in the school or prison. So when I was released, before I was released, I said, when I come out, I'll be 28. I can't have the cycle of going in and out of prison. I can't be going in and out of prison. It's not for me. I can't keep doing that. So I decided that when I come out, I'm going to try and make a change. So I had different ideas, what I want to do. But like I said originally, my first passion, my first love has always been football. I said, okay, I'm going to try and create a platform for all these young kids who are coming into gangs, who are coming into gangs, and that to sort of change their lives around. So I started Hackney Wick Football Club within a month and a half of coming out of football, coming out of prison. I started the Hackney Wick Football Club, and then the story just, as you know from now, how it just sort of exploded, and now we've got 12. We're gonna have 18 teams now, because we've expanded to 18 teams. We're gonna have 15 youth teams, 2 adult male teams, and a women's team. So we also go and do workshops and do on gangs and peer pressure in schools, and it's just been like an amazing year.
Well, speaking about Bob's, let's say, journey to what he has created, we're going to watch a short video of how everything started and what he does, and we'll come back and we'll be discussing even more about these youth and this work that you do. See you soon.
It's every man's dream, or every person's dream, for me personally, from where I grew up. So if you didn't play football, you was a manager. If you was a manager, you wanted to own a club. Possibility means opportunity, chance. I think if there wasn't such thing as football, I'm not sure what I would actually be doing, to be honest, so yeah. I think the biggest influence has to be my daughter. If it's not for her, then I probably wouldn't have changed. I don't want nothing more than to make her proud. I think the thing that killed me the most was being away from my daughter, because she was growing up, going to school for the first time, and I wasn't there. I bought her a bike while I was in prison, but I couldn't teach her how to ride it, so it was very difficult. When I was growing up, I really wanted to be a footballer, nothing else. I didn't have no sort of backup plan. That was it. And I think that's what led to my downfall. The foundations of the modern Hackney, as I know it, has always been sort of mixed ethnicities and people from marginalised and privileged communities all getting on together and mixing. So it allows you to have a taste of the world. I think football breaks down barriers. you have a white person supporting a black player, a Christian supporting a Muslim player. There's no colour in football. You have the poorest fan who be sitting high up in the stand who barely can see a thing, but they're supporting the same player as the directors. Well, I think if there was a team in the area that everyone will be following, I think it will bring the whole community together.
Welcome back. Before we went on not a short break, showed a little video of Mr. Bob's work, his journey from where he was before and to where he is. Now you work with young people, just helping them to come out of these gangs and these criminal activities. Yep. So tell me a little bit about it.
So, like I said, my passion has always been football, and I was trying to think, how do I engage these youths? There's been cuts to youth clubs and other sort of activities that youth can get involved in. So I just went and said, okay, whatever money I got left, I'm going to put it into this football club and try to engage people by myself. So I started as a grassroots thing, one man by himself, and then it's grown. Now we've got 20 members of staff, we've got 180 kids who come to us every single Friday. Like, that's why I'm in my football kit today, because this morning as well they had the training session over at Mabla Green. We've got a women's team, and then we do workshops in schools where we go and do on gangs and peer pressure to teach kids about the dangers of peer pressure, dangers of gangs, the consequences, and then we do one-to-one mentoring, counselling, and sometimes.
So you are working with specialists as well that are supporting you and able for you to deliver such an inspirational work that you're doing in the young people's life.
Yeah, so the council have been involved, the probation officers, the schools have been involved. So it just shows it don't matter where you come from, it's about your ending, where your end goal is going to be. So forget what people might talk about your past, about things you've done. It's you create your own future. You create the platform for yourself. And that's what I'm trying to help these youths now. And now we've become the same professional football team. We won so many awards, and sometimes I'm saying, oh, 2.5 years ago, you're just in prison, sitting in prison, thinking what day you're coming out. And now it shows what you can do with the power of your mind and how you can really engage people. And we're not going to save all the kids, but if you can save at least one or two, stop them from getting involved in crime, that'll be brilliant. So if there's anyone out there who got talented footballers who are kids out there who want to bring them to our football club, like I think all the Congolese people lately have been sending all the kids to us, because we've got like 30 Congolese kids now who are registered to our team. Send them look on our website, Hackney Wick Football Club, send them. If your child's misbehaving, we do workshops for them as well, where we can teach them about the consequences of their misbehaviour, where it's going to go to. So, like I said, get in touch with us and we'll be willing to help. Yeah.
So this is why the Voice of Reason has been, developed, which is showing that you can start rough, but it doesn't mean that you will end rough. What you've been through, it can help others, inspire others, and change the direction from where they were before to becoming this successful person. You've been through a lot. We can even create a movie, what we see in American movie, like the jumping out the bridge, especially that story was really touching. But it's really good to see a person who's seen it, like who's lived it, than just seeing it in the movie. Unfortunately, because of the time, we're going to come to shortly an end, but we will do another show where you can go in deeper to tell us more in detail about these activity and advise us, especially there's parents right now watching, that they want to know like how they can support their children, how they can get them out. And can you give your details so that?
Yep, so you can find us on www.hackneywickfc.com. Go to the contacts page, you can find myself there. We've got a Facebook page, Twitter page, Instagram, so it's @HackneyWickFC. And yeah, so get in touch and we'll be able to liaise with you and see what we can do for you guys as well. So
yeah, thank you very much, Bob. I really appreciate it, but surely we will have another show to discuss this. And my regards and thanks to the Boss Brother for allowing this Voice of Reason to be developed and out there to inspire young people. And thanks to the sponsors, Trésor Image and AYC, A Rising Youth Continuing, because this is why, this is helping the young people to grow and know where to be, where they want to be, and guide them. And are there anyone you want to give a shout out to?
My daughter, and it's her birthday next week Sunday, so happy 9th birthday.
Wow, that's very good. Happy birthday to her. Are you doing anything for her?
Yeah, we're having a party on the 24th.
That's going to be very interesting. I want my invite. Don't forget my invite. My shout out to She's Virtuous, to J Gospel, Maya, she's King Empire, who's doing raise her like a king.
Yeah, I'm actually featured. Me and my daughter featured in that.
Yes.
So looking forward to that.
Shout out to her. Shout out to the boss brother, number one. So you guys are number one. So shout out to them. Shout out to, you know, there's so many people. There's Jessica, Andrea. Shout out to all of them. Shout out to Via La Belle, because makeup by her and hair by Nicolene. Shout out to everybody that are supporting the Voice of Reason, and thank you so much. And next week will be a very interesting topic with Mr. Moneyman Francos. So we'll be talking about how he started from the bottom to the top, how he has now got career, like he's got a career, he's the Voice of Congo, he's got many activity. So tune in and watch us. Share, comment. I'm ready to get anything that you have throw at me, and we'll see each other next week. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Aujourd'hui, nous avons présenté une interview avec messieurs, que vous allez les savoir tout à l'heure. Le monsieur en question va nous parler de la vraie vérité. Nous avons suivi à la télévision Radio Belge. Ce soir, vous allez connaître la vérité. Et la vérité va nous affranchir. À ma gauche, je vous présente Monsieur Dieudonné Chimangambi. Bonsoir, Monsieur Dieudonné.
Bonsoir, Monsieur le journaliste.
Nous vous remercions beaucoup pour avoir accepté notre invitation. La population congolaise, le monde entier, nous le savons tous, il n'y a personne qui connaît la vérité sur l'assassinat de notre